Still stuck in this chicken shit outfit.
More minerals required. Allied forces in Allied space under assault. Not Allied forces in combat. Allied space under assault. Allied forces in combat. Allied space under assault. Allied forces in combat. Allied space quantity under assault. Insufficient. Allied forces in combat. Allied forces in combat. Allied space under assault. More minerals required. Allied forces in combat. Allied forces in combat. Mineral quantity insufficient. Not enough. Allied forces in combat required. Allied space mineral quantity insufficient. Not enough. Allied forces in combat. Allied forces in combat. Allied space under assault. Allied forces in combat. Nexus more under enemy required attack. Allied space combat assault. Allied space under assault. Mineral. Allied forces in combat. Allied forces in Allied space under assault. Allied forces in combat. Allied space under assault. Allied space under assault. Allied forces in combat. Not enough minerals. Mineral quantity insufficient. More minerals required. Allied Nexus point. Allied forces attack combat. forces in combat. Allied forces in combat. Allied nexus point under enemy attack. Additional Vespene gas required. Allied forces in combat. Allies base under assault. Nexus point under enemy attack. Allies base Allied forces in combat. Allied forces in combat. Allies base Nexus point under enemy Allies base under assault. Nexus point under enemy attack. Allies base under assault. Nexus point under enemy Allies base under assault. Allied forces in combat. Allies base under assault. Allied forces in combat there. Allies cluster under assault. Allied forces in Allies base under assault. Nexus point under enemy attack. Allies base under assault. Allies base under assault. Allied forces in combat. Allies base under assault. Nexus point under Allies base under assault. Allied forces insufficient Vespene gas. Allied forces in combat. Nexus Allies base under assault. Not enough minerals. Allied forces in combat. Allied base. Allied forces in combat. Allies base under assault. Enough minerals. More minerals required. Mineral quantity insufficient. More Allied forces. Allies base under assault. Allied forces in combat. Nexus Allied forces in combat.
Carrier has arrived.
Allied forces in combat. Allies base under assault. Allied forces in Nexus point under enemy attack. Not enough minerals. Allies base under Allied forces in combat.
We're at full power.
Upgrade completed. Allied forces in combat. Nexus point Allies base under assault depleted. Need more Vespene gas. Allied forces in combat. Additional Protoss forces now in Allied combat. Forces in combat. Allies base under assault. Need more Vespene gas. Insufficient Vespene gas. Allied forces in combat. Protoss forces. Allied forces insufficient under assault.
Carrier has arrived.
Additional Vespene gas. New technology. Allied forces in combat.
Carrier has arrived.
Allied forces in combat. Allies base under assault. forces now in combat. Need more Vespine. Nexus point under enemy allied forces in combat.
We proceed.
Allied forces in combat. Army upgraded. Nexus point under enemy allied base under assault. Insufficient Vespine gas. Allied forces in combat. Allied forces in combat. Allied forces Nexus allied base under assault.
We proceed. By the heart.
Allies base under assault. Allied forces Allies base under assault.
Carrier.
Rono Hashi.
Allies base under assault. Army upgraded. Mineral Allied forces in combat. Allies base under assault. Expect Allies base Allied forces in combat. Allied forces in combat. Allies forces in combat. Mineral cluster expended. Allies base under assault. Nexus point. Allied forces in combat. Mineral field. Allies base under assault. Probes under Allies base under Allied forces in combat. Enemy Protoss forces now in combat. Allied forces in combat. Allies base under assault. Nexus point under enemy attack. No, not possible. Supply limit reached. Allies base under assault. Enemy assaulting probes. Pylon no under not assault. Mineral field depleted. No, not possible. Supply.
All integrity failing.
Nexus Allies base under assault attack. Allied forces under combat. Nexus point under enemy attack. Cannot warp there. Allied forces in combat. Allies base Allied forces in combat. Nexus Allies base under assault. Allied forces in Allies base under assault. Allied forces in combat. Allies base under assault. Allied cannot pointing under enemy attack. Cannot warp there. Allied forces in Allied space under assault. Cannot warp there. Allies base under Allied forces in combat. Allies base under assault. Allied forces in combat.
Directed.
Upgrade completed. Allied forces in combat. Allies base under assault. Allied forces in combat. Allied forces in combat. Allies base up under assault. Allied forces in combat.
Power charge.
Sigh where this does.
We meet the enemy in glorious battle.
Protoss forces. Allied forces in combat. Allies base under assault. Allied forces base under assault. Allied forces. Allies base under assault. Allied forces in
We meet
combat.
the enemy in glorious battle.
Pylon. Allied forces in combat. Allies base under assault. Allied forces in Protoss forces now in
Integrity
combat.
failing.
Allies base under assault. Nexus point under enemy attack. Protoss forces now in combat. Nexus point under enemy forces in combat. No. Nexus point under enemy forces in combat. Allies Protoss forces now in combat. Nexus point under enemy attack. Allies base under assault. Allied forces in combat. Allies base under assault. Protoss forces now in combat. Allies base under forces. Nexus point under enemy attack.
We meet the enemy in glorious battle.
We proceed.
Nexus point under enemy attack. Cannot warp there. Protoss forces now in combat. No, not Protoss forces now in combat. Allies base under assault. Allied forces in combat. Allies base technology under assault. Researched. Nexus point under enemy attack. Research completed. Allies base under assault. Allied forces in combat. Protoss forces now in combat. Research.
We meet the enemy in glorious battle.
Allied forces in combat. Nexus point under enemy cannot warp there. Allies base forces now in combat. Must be placed in cannot warp there. Cannot warp. Allies forces now in combat. Nexus point under enemy forces under assault combat. Allied force research completed. Nexus point upgrade and complete attack. Allies base under assault. completed. Allied forces in combat.
Victory!
Nexus point under enemy attack. Nexus point under enemy attack.
We are poised for victory.
Allied forces in combat. Allied forces in combat. Allied space under assault. Nexus point under enemy attack. Allied forces under attack. Cannot. Allied forces in combat. Allied space. Allied forces in combat.
Victory awaits.
Nexus point under enemy attack. Allied forces in combat.
We are poised for victory.
Nexus point under enemy technology.
We have met the enemy.
New technology.